The following lesson is linked to Learning Outcome 1, Reading and Viewing. It addresses the assessment standard that requires learners to recognize socio-cultural and political values, attitudes and beliefs such as attitudes towards gender, class, power relations, age, and environmental issues. Hi there, I'm Becky. Welcome to the first in our series of lessons on values, attitudes, and beliefs, and how they impact on how we see the world. Let's get the show on the road. I met up with Jade earlier on today, and here's what we discovered. Oh my word, look at these. Wow. Let's see, try them on. What do you think of these? Hi, this is Jade. We are out on a little bit of an experiment trying to find out about values, attitudes, and beliefs. We've gotten a little sidetracked because of all these amazing styles. What do you think of these ones?
They look good on you.
Yeah, I really like this retro look. Here, why don't you try these pink ones? And then you can see what we mean when we say, seeing the world through rose-tinted spectacles.
Well, it looks kind of warm and cozy, I suppose. What am I supposed to be seeing again?
Well, warm and cozy is just right. When we say that someone is seeing the world through rose-tinted spectacles, it means that they see the world in a really cheerful way. In other words, always seeing the brighter and rosier side of life.
Oh, so what you're saying is that all this rosy glass makes the world a better place?
Yep, now you've got it. Let's see if our viewers can see the difference. Okay guys, when you see the sign on your screen, hit the pause button and have a look at the scene on the screen. See what stands out for you. Have a look at the colors. How do they make you feel? How does it change your mood or shift the way that you feel? Share your thoughts with a partner.
Does it work with other colors?
Well, I don't know. Let's give it a try.
Try these yellow ones.
Okay. Okay, whoa. I don't know if I like seeing my world all yellow. There you go. What do you guys at home think? Remember, think about what stands out for you. What really grabs your attention about that specific color? Does it change your mood or shift how you feel? Well, again, please share your ideas with a partner.
These blue glasses do it for me. They make the world seem chilled and cool. See what you think.
So then, how did things change when we changed the color of your lens? Did the same things grab your attention, or did you notice new things? How did this affect your mood? Well,
I definitely felt more comfortable looking through the blue lenses. The red made everything seem too chaotic. I didn't feel very comfortable with that. And the yellow made everyone seem a bit sick, and I definitely didn't like that.
you know, each and every one of us looks at the world through colored lenses.
A lens? What do you mean?
Well, it might not be obvious like a pair of glasses, but our values and beliefs are a bit like colored lenses.
Not making sense.
Okay, let me explain this to you. We all have our values, attitudes, and beliefs. We develop these beliefs and values according to what our teachers and parents have taught us from when we were young.
Oh, okay, so what you're saying is that these values and beliefs affect our attitudes towards things and then influence our every thought, action, or word.
That's right. As you know, today's lesson is going to be about values, attitudes, and beliefs. We are also, however, going to be taking a look at bias, prejudice, and discrimination. Now, these are quite some difficult concepts to grasp, So you guys, I'll explain this later to you in studio. For now, here are the outcomes for today's lesson. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the meaning of the words values, beliefs, and attitudes. Explain the meaning of the words bias, prejudice, and discrimination, and explain how your values can impact on your attitudes. Values and beliefs function like yellow, blue, and red lenses. Each person understands and sees the world in a slightly different way. I may view the world as blue, but my friend may view it as red. This is because we have all different values based on how we have been brought up and the things we have experienced during our life. The things we value also have an effect on what we believe or our beliefs. Values and beliefs are very personal and very complex. Even brothers and sisters that grow up in the same house, have the same parents, and go to the same school will have different values and beliefs. Based on what we value and what we believe, we may develop attitudes towards certain things. Our attitudes can be seen through the way that we behave. So if we believe that someone is bad and we don't value what they have to say, we are likely to have a negative attitude towards them, and therefore we will probably ignore them when we speak. Let's take a closer look at this concept. This task requires for you to have a pen and paper ready. I am going to show you a couple of pictures of some people. I'd like you to write down some words to describe what you see. Then I'd like you to think very carefully about what it is that you see and how it makes you feel. And then note this. Lucky, Hazel, Nicholas, Tabo, Venetia, Roy, Felicia, Dezamian, Sibongile, Now let's take another look at these people. Which of them do you think you could get on with? And which of them do you think you'd like to meet? Lucky, Hazel, Nicholas, Tabo, Venetia, Roy, Felicia, Dezamian, Sibongile, Okay, now what if I told you that one of these people is a drug addict? Who do you think it could be? Take another look at their pictures and decide which of these people is the drug addict. Who's pregnant? And who's HIV positive? Who's a criminal and who's a father? You decide. Lucky, Hazel, Nicholas, Tabo, Venetia, Roy, Felicia, Dezamian, Sibongile, What helped you to decide which of these people was a drug addict? What helped you to decide which of these people was a criminal? Think about why you made the choices you made. What did you consider? Perhaps you looked at the clothes that they wore or the way they smiled. Share your reasons with a partner. Make sure you clearly explain your choices. Now remember, if you value something, it is important to you. It is worth something. So value is a moral standard that is based on your experiences. And if you believe something, you don't question it. So, a belief is an opinion that you accept as the truth. And then, depending on your values and beliefs, you will have attitudes. If you have an attitude towards something, you will behave in a particular way. So, an attitude is a way of thinking and behaving based on your values and beliefs. It is important to remember that values, beliefs, and attitudes do not require proof to exist, and often exist in spite of the evidence that shows that they are wrong. So, for example, people believe that if something is expensive, then it is of good quality. Does this mean that everything that is expensive is of good quality? Does it mean that everything that is cheap is bad quality? If a shop has a sale and expensive goods are sold at half price, does this mean that their quality has been cut in half? Clearly the answer is no. But the belief still remains. Many people will spend thousands of rands on goods that are no better than the same goods at lower prices. Another example is the belief that only women have the skills to look after children, and that men simply couldn't do it. But who said that this is true? Who decided that this is the way that things were going to be? In other words, there is no rule. In many situations, men are fantastic caregivers. Single fathers bring up children every day, and their children grow up to be stable and well-rounded people. But some people believe absolutely that men should not bring up children, and so have negative attitude towards men as caregivers. The values, beliefs, and attitudes that you hold are personal to you. There should be no problem with your values, beliefs, and attitudes. Unfortunately, sometimes values and beliefs are so strong that they can lead to bias, prejudice, and discrimination. What do you know about bias, prejudice, and discrimination? How would you define these words for yourself? Have you ever encountered any of them? Hit the pause button and share what you know with another person. Now let's go back to people we saw earlier and get to know them a bit better.
My name is Thabo Mutingwe and I'm 16 years old. I live in Randfontein and my hobbies are mostly playing basketball. On Saturdays I usually listen to gospel, but then during the week I'll listen to house music and a little bit of jazz, Afro-pop there. My favorite movie would be I, Robot. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies, and Bad Boys 2.
My name's Felicia Ntuli. I'm 15 years old. Well, I like hip-hop mostly, a little bit of kwaito and R&B. My favorite artist is Hip-Hop Pantsula, Double HP. I like a little bit of Mzege Zege and Asha and, the R&B guys.
My name is Lakim Loy. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Vereeniging. And I like running in athletics. I like listening to music and watching TV mostly. My favorite artist is Mandoza, the top skater. Yeah. Well, mostly I like the Selima Tunzi thing and the friends like these, and especially the sports during weekends. Yeah, Mabaleng, I usually watch that, and athletics when the ABSA series is happening and the SA games. Yeah.
My name is Dezamin Lotta. I'm 15 years old, in grade 9. Did fail. I live in Glen Vista, that's in the south somewhere. Yeah. I like the hectic side of life. I like partying, I like doing mad things, causing trouble mainly, being a rebel. Yeah, I like that. I don't like little goody two-shoes people. I don't like jocks. I don't like rave. And I don't like people who discriminate like other people, if you want to call it.
First impressions can be a little bit tricky because they're based on values, attitudes, and beliefs. Now that you know these people a little bit better, which of them would you like to spend time with? Which one could come and spend a day in your home? Get to meet your family. How about if this person was a teacher? Would that change things? What if Dezamir was a drug addict? Could he come home with you? What if Tabo were disabled? Would you like to hang out with him? So then, what is different? What has changed? And why has it changed? What have you discovered about yourself and your own values, beliefs, and attitudes? Remember, our values and beliefs affect how we see and understand other people. They are part of how we make sense of the world. They also lead to the attitudes we have towards people. An attitude can quickly lead to a bias. Bias means favoring one thing over another. I was chatting to Jade earlier about bias. Here's what happened. So what if I told you that I believe that people who have piercings take drugs? Would I be right?
Not at all. There are many people out there who have piercings who have never tried drugs at all.
Exactly. But I would have a negative attitude towards people who have facial piercings just because of my belief. What if I treated you differently just because you had a facial piercing?
That wouldn't be fair.
No, it wouldn't. But can you see that I would have a biased approach towards you just because you have a nose ring?
Oh, I see. You know, that even happens in my class.
How so? What do you mean?
Well, last year Shadrach and Aesop skipped school. They went off and watched movies. A parent saw them and reported them to my teacher. My teacher then punished Shadrach because she believes that Aesop would never do anything wrong because he's always getting top marks. And Shadrach is often in trouble, so she has a negative attitude towards him. But I know that in fact it was Aesop's idea to go to the movies. She actually punished the wrong person. She was biased towards Shadrach, and he got punished even though it was Aesop's idea.
Exactly. She was biased towards Shadrach, and because of her prejudice, she actually ended up punishing the wrong guy. Prejudice is when you have an unreasonable dislike for a person or for a group of people. What if I became prejudiced towards people who had facial piercings?
Well, then you'd probably never speak to them. You definitely wouldn't hang out with them or get to know them.
What if I said that there should be a law that prevents people who have facial piercings from getting a job?
Whoa, that wouldn't be fair.
No, it wouldn't. But can you see how my action, which is getting a law, is caused by my dislike for people who have facial piercings? My prejudice.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that discrimination and prejudice is kind of like the same thing?
What I'm saying is prejudice and discrimination are very much alike. Prejudice and discrimination are very closely linked. Prejudices are people's dislikes for other people. Discrimination results when we begin to act on those dislikes. We exclude those people. We ignore them. We tell other people to ignore them. We make laws that restrict those people. All of these actions are unfair treatments based upon dislike. All of these actions are different forms of discrimination. So we can say, discrimination is the unfair treatment of a person or group of people based upon prejudice. Well, I hope you have a better understanding of those definitions and have a clearer picture on values, attitudes, and beliefs, and how they can sometimes lead to bias, prejudice, and discrimination. See what you've learned by completing this task. Examine this list of qualities: dedicated, intelligent, caring, friendly, serious, funny, thorough. Which qualities do you value the most, and which do you value the least? Reorganize this list so that the quality you value the most is right at the top of the list and the one that you value the least is at the bottom. Then answer these questions. How do you think these values influence your attitudes to people? How do you think your attitudes impact on how you behave towards other people? Do you judge people? I hope you enjoyed this lesson and gained some insight into the lenses that you look at the world through. Until next time, goodbye.